All right, welcome to step D of the main steps. This is recording your settings. This process describes using Microsoft Word and the print screen key, or function print screen, the feature to save screenshots of the current settings for your installed software, printers, network drive mappings, and Microsoft Outlook so that they can be recreated on this or a different computer. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up Microsoft Word and create a new document. So I'm going to click blank document there. And you really just want to add any notes to remind you of what you wanted to make for yourself. So set it as like, this document was originally created to save the settings of my tower desktop on 5/10/14. Just for an example, this is just a little description to help you remember why you did all this stuff in the first place. This is to check and see like how your computer was set up at the date that you were making this backup. Now, obviously today is not 5/10/14, but that was just an example. And you're going to go ahead and check your list of installed software will be the first part of this. So we'll go ahead and minimize this for now. And you're going to want to go ahead and click Start. And then go ahead and click Control Panel. And then you're going to want to scroll down to Programs and Features. And the software is listed in order that it was installed, with the newest items on the top of the list and the oldest on the bottom. And that's just how it's initially done. Like mine is sorted through this way. And you are going to want to expand the window to full screen. Go ahead and click Installed On so that it actually sets it up the way that you want it. It shows you the date that everything was installed. And then you're going to press the print screen key on your PC. Like it'll be on your keyboard, it'll be PRTSC. If you're using a twist, it'll be 2 keys to the right of your space bar. And then all we're going to do is we're going to go back to Word. And I'm going to hit Enter. And then you can Control V to paste. Or you could have right-clicked and clicked paste, I believe. But Control V is a fairly simple option, and it's going to pop that right up, because if you print screen, it copies it to your clipboard. And you'll notice now that I have this screenshot that I just took right here underneath this description that I had for myself. And a good thing to do would be to type Programs above the first picture so that you can Control find your way back here. Once you look again at this file, you can hit Control F and then type in, I'll show you, you'll hit Control F and you'll have this navigation pane, and I'll type Programs, and you see that it highlighted this here because this is the first instance where the word Programs was used, and it'll bring you right to that on the page. Very useful tool to find your way around this. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back to Programs and Features. I'm actually going to hit Enter real quick a couple of times to give myself some space between these images. So we're going to go back to Programs and Features, and you'll notice that my scroll bar is all the way up. I still have files, or I still have programs that I need to know that I have. So Lenovo Auto Scroll Utility happened to be around the bottom of mine, so I'm going to scroll down until that's at the top. Okay. And then I'm going to print screen again, go back in, Control V. Then I'm going to hit Enter a few more times. I'm going to go back, and I see that Dynadoc Utilities at the top. Well, that's fine. This is the end of all my programs. I'm going to print screen one more time. I'm going to Control V. So now I have all of my programs documented. I've taken a screenshot of all my program list, and now I have it there, so I know exactly what programs that I have. Anything installed before the Lenovo Mouse Suite software was installed as part of the NMU image, and it's a good idea to note that, just because if it was installed before the Lenovo Mouse Suite, it's part of NMU's image, so you don't need to back that stuff up. You can choose not to record it. I did it for the sake of this video, just so I could show you that I saved all of my programs and features in individual screenshots just to have for documentation. So we can close the Programs and Features window and move on to the next portion of this little step. So the next part of this step is getting your printer setup saved. Local printers directly connected to your computer via USB cable, and department printers might be connected via the network. If the computer is an NMU-issued notebook computer, the Library Laser, Library Color Laser, PEEF Laser, and Jacobetti Laser are printers that are already pre-installed on the NMU image, and those printer setups don't need to be recorded. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click Start in the bottom left, and then click Devices and Printers. And you'll see that I have all of the NMU Laser printers right here, but I also have personal machines that I use myself. You may have those in your office or wherever you happen to use them that aren't standard NMU printers, and this is just going to be how you save the settings for those so you can set them up easy. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to right-click the printer that you want to record the settings for, and you're going to click Printer Properties in the middle of that pop-up list. So go ahead and click that. I'll move this to the middle of the screen. And the first thing you want to do is click the Ports tab up at the top, and you'll see that one is selected, and that's the port that your computer uses when it accesses that printer. So you're going to go ahead and click Configure Port, and this is just settings that you're going to need to set up that printer again. So what you're going to do is click Print Screen on the port screen, and then you can go ahead and click Cancel out of that. And then you're going to open up your document that you have all your settings saved in, and I'm going to type printers so that I can quickly navigate here when I want to find all this stuff. And then I'm going to click I'm going to type Control-V, post that screenshot that I just took, and I'm going to hit Enter a few times, and then we're going to go back into the printer properties. So what we want to do now is click the Advanced tab right next to Ports, and you'll see that the driver is listed here. This is important. This is another thing you're going to need to know to set up your printer again on your new machine. So I'm going to print the screen. I'm actually going to move my mouse. Then I'm going to print screen. And then I'm going to Control-V. And now I have that listed here as well. I have the driver. I have the port info. So I'm good to go with this computer, or with this printer. And all we have to do now is repeat those steps for any other printers that you happen to have that aren't standard NMU printers. So like I can close out of here, and I can go back to my device and printer. You'll notice that I have two. So I'll go ahead and do the steps again just to show you how to do them one more time. You're going to click Printer Properties after you right-click the printer you want, and then you're going to click Ports, Configure Port, and you're going to print the screen by pressing the button 2 keys to the right of your spacebar if you're using a twist. And then I can click Cancel out of here, and then I can open up my Word doc, Control-V to post that screenshot, hit Enter a few times just for a space break. Go ahead and open up your printer properties again, click the Advanced tab, you'll see the driver once more, print the screen, and we can cancel out of there now, and then Control-V on your Word document, and now you have all your printer settings in one nice, easy to find location, and that'll help for when you're trying to set them back up on your new PC. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part of this. So the next part of this step is to record your network drive mappings. And to do this, you're just going to want to click Start and then click this PC. And from this list on the side, even from this large list that should pop up in the center portion of this screen, you're going to see network drive mappings such as this. You'll notice that it has a little line coming out of it, kind of like a pipe, and then the Earth symbol. And that's one of your network drives. And really all you're going to want to do is you're going to want to print this screen just to remember what network drives you need, because you should know all the information for those. And then you're going to open up your Word doc. You're going to type in drives, press Enter a few times, and then you're going to press Paste. And now you have a list of what your network drives are, and you're ready to move on to the next step, and we'll get right to that one. So the final portion of this step is your Outlook settings, and these instructions cover recording the settings for your @nmu.edu account, which is a POP/SMTP account. The Exchange Server account uses a standard configuration, and that doesn't need to be recorded. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Outlook, and we're going to click File in the top left, and then we're going to click Account Settings from the info pane, and then we're going to click Account Settings from that drop down. And it should default you to the Email tab. If it doesn't, feel free to click the Email tab. And what we're going to want to do is highlight the pop/SMTP account because that is your @nmu.edu account. Notice I do have an Exchange account, but that's not what we want. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to print the screen. And then we're going to go back to our Word doc, move a couple lines down, and then type in Outlook, hit enter, and then you're going to post that screenshot right there, just like you've been doing for all the other portions of this step. Hit enter a few times again, and then you're going to go back to Outlook. And this time, you should still be in the account settings screen. And what we're going to want to do is click the Data Files tab, and you'll see that I have more than one data file. Not everyone's going to, and that's totally fine. And you're going to want to print the screen for this one as well. So go ahead and print screen. And then you're going to go back into your Word doc and Control-V to paste it. And you'll have this screenshot as well. So now you have a screenshot of both your email account that you're using, the POP account, and then you'll have Outlook data files in a separate screenshot, which is perfectly good. And then what you're going to want to do, you're going to want to press Enter to add a blank line after this image. And if you notice that you have more than one POP account listed, you're going to want to repeat the previous steps, and then you can move on after you've done them for all of your email accounts. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click the Close button to get back to Outlook. So you're going to open up Outlook and click Close. And most people use only one Outlook profile, but if you're prompted to select a profile when starting Outlook, then you're using multiple profiles, and then you would need to repeat all these steps. So I can close out of Outlook for now, and I'm going to save and print this Word document. So save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop as Word doc about computer settings for XX, XX, XXXX. And those X's represent the date that I would have done it. Oh, can't have slashes. So what we're going to do is save it as something different. We'll just leave it as what it was. So this document was originally created to save the settings on my Tower desktop. That's fine. .docx. And then we'll save it. And we should see it on the desktop. Perfect, we do. And then you're going to want to go ahead and print it. And print it to whatever printer that you use. Like mine is set to the Help Desk printer. You can go ahead and set it, and then print it, and then grab it. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to email that Word document to helpdesk@nmu.edu as an attachment to help us help you when we help you set up your new computer. And then you are set to close Outlook, and you can move on to later steps.